am live. Hello Instagram, my name is Sam the Mini Yeti, and welcome to another episode of Sam the Mini Yeti Live. And this week is going to be a good week because this week is Thanksgiving. And also, you guys probably should know, if you haven't seen one of my earlier posts, I actually got to see a local production of Shrek the Musical. And let me tell you, I might talk about this just before we get to some live requests, but let me tell you, Shrek the Musical is a pretty darn cool kind of show. I gotta mention this, but the thing is, when Shrek the Musical premiered on Broadway, it actually didn't do so very well, and believe it or not, most critics actually did not like it. It was, and it actually closed on Broadway, but it did enjoy a little bit of a U.S. tour, and then we also had and then the show became available for licensing thanks to Music Theater International. But, and surprisingly, now Shrek the Musical is actually the most produced musical by American high schools. Like, no joke. No joke. There's a list of musicals done by American high schools. And over there you'll see some of the usual stuff like Beauty and the Beast, maybe The Wizard of Oz, Fiddler on the Roof, Little Shop of Horrors. Yeah. But Shrek the Musical is somehow at number 1. And I'm just like, Shrek of all things? Well, okay, I guess that works as a show that everybody can enjoy. And let me tell you, the songs in Shrek the Musical are pretty darn good. Some of these songs include Big, Bright, Beautiful World, which that song is still stuck in my head. I still find myself singing the lyrics to it every now and then. One of my favorite lyrics in Shrek, in a Big, Bright, Beautiful World is when Shrek sings, "Keep your big, bright, beautiful world. I party on my own anyway, doing what I can with a one-man conga line." I don't know. I just love that I just love that lyric. That just kind of makes me laugh. Whew. But anyway, I gotta mention, but Shrek the Musical does actually does retell the story of the show of the movie actually pretty faithfully, but there are some differences here and there. One of them I gotta mention is that Shrek actually meets Donkey after he actually finds out there's fairy tale creatures in his swamp. But that also means we don't get a funny line from Donkey where he says from the movie, "This is gonna be fun. Just swap some manly stories, and in the morning, I'm making waffles." Yay, that's not in the show. That kind of sucks, but it's all right. It's all right. It's still a good show otherwise. And another favorite song of mine is actually from Donkey, which is called "Don't Let Me Go," and in that one, Donkey actually begs Shrek to let him come with him, and it's got some really funny lyrics. And there's one that actually kind of did make me laugh, which is this: "If you kill a man, I'll hide the body. What do you say? You're not responding. I think we're bonding." I'm sorry, I just love that pause where they say you're not responding and just goes. How'd you not laugh at a pause like that? But, whew. And also, smack dab in the middle of Act 1, a dragon has a musical number, And here's something you should know. In most productions of Shrek the Musical, you'll see nowadays, Dragon actually has a number called Forever, and it was actually made as a replacement for the song Donkey Pot Pie, and it was actually in that one, Forever replaces Donkey Pot Pie, and I'm actually surprised. For the show that I went to, the show that I got to go see, it still had Donkey Pot Pie. And I was like, okay. They still had Donkey Pot Pie. I was not expecting that. Yeah. Oh, we got a comment here from Jessie, and she says, "Hi, Sam. How are you?" I'm doing great, actually. Doing great, Jessie. Thanks for asking. Just saw a show this weekend. And, okay. And the show I saw was Shrek the Musical. I was just talking about it. And, but yeah, I was not expecting it. And all of my puppeteer friends checking out this show, sorry. All of my puppeteer friends that might be watching, Shrek the Musical does have a good amount of puppetry. Particularly, we have Gingy, the gingerbread man, and he actually is still getting interrogated by Lord Farquaad. Honestly, I just find it funny that when Farquaad was intimidating him, Gingy still says, "Eat me!" And then instead of just spitting, he actually blows a raspberry at him. Just goes. Oh, Jesse says, "I am very tired. I was 10 hours at the market yesterday." 10 hours? Woo! Oh, man. Wow. 10 hours. But, anyway, I gotta mention about the Gingy scene. If you remember in the movie, the magic mirror comes in to tell Lord Farquaad about Princess Fiona. And they did have that when the show was originally on Broadway. But, I guess that it's kind of hard to actually do, the magic mirror. So, instead of that, we actually do have Gingy telling Lord Farquaad about Fiona. Which, that works. I'll give you that. It's a good way to actually work around that. But, and then also, like I was just talking about the dragon number, when Dragon comes around, we actually do have a big dragon puppet. And, let's be real, it's actually pretty darn cool. You have Dragon, she is like this pretty big. It's like, there's like multiple people operating her around the same time. And wow, it's actually pretty big. It's pretty involved. And you also have a woman. You also have a woman out there in the. You also have a woman in a dress for the show. Well, for the show I went to anyway. She actually is doing the voice of Dragon, which I like. That's actually not a bad detail. It's like maybe that's just supposed to be the dragon's voice, but that's about it. But anyway, I actually got to mention, but if you remember, of course, if you remember the movie, Fiona has a curse that every time the sun goes down, Fiona actually turns into an ogre. Here's the cool thing. The Fiona Ogre is actually revealed to us a little early. We actually, in the movie, we don't see Fiona Ogre until, actually, we're teased a little bit at one point, but then we don't see Fiona Ogre until Donkey sees her. But, we do see, but actually, Fiona Ogre shows up at the final number of Act 1, which I like. That's like, it is a stage version anyway, so you can't exactly, it's got to take some liberties, of course. And, of course, when Act 2 starts, we actually do get an opening number with Fiona, the Act 2 opener. And here's the funny thing about Shrek the Musical's Act 2 opening. We actually still get to see Fiona blow up a bird with her singing, which That is funny. That is really, really funny. And, when that happens, we actually do get to see the bird blow up. And it's just as funny as it was. And it's also got, and I gotta mention about Lord Farquaad. You know what? If you remember in the movie, Lord Farquaad is a short person. Like, I think he's about 3 feet tall, I think. But here's something funny. The guy who plays Lord Farquaad is not a short person. And here's even more funny. Not only is the guy playing Farquaad not even a short person, but on top of that, the guy has to play Farquaad on his knees. Which... he has to play Farquaad on his knees. How can he not laugh at that? Woo! Oh, man. Wow. But, anyway. Yeah, a not short person playing Farquaad on his knees. I actually find that pretty humorous. He has to do it with these fake legs, and, it could have been easier to get just a short person to do it, but no. The guy, they had to get a normal-sized person to play Farquaad, and he has to do the whole show on his knees. And you know what? I got to applaud anyone who is able to do that. Okay? I got to applaud anyone who is able to do an entire show on his knees. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. And, during the show I went to, there was a little bit of interactivity. Anybody who actually got to see the show were actually given the option to purchase an interactive show kit. And this actually includes, like, a Gingy sugar cookie, a flag to wave during the freak flag number, and then it actually goes to a green glow stick for during the scene where we see the Fiona transformation, which I actually like that. I do like a show that involves a little bit of interactivity. I think that's really, really cool. I love audience participation. Now, of course, I do have something to say for my British viewers. If you live in the UK and Ireland, I do hear that there's going to be a new tour of Shrek the Musical in the UK and Ireland, which, that is going to happen next year. And I am all up for that. If you guys are a fan of Shrek, and if you like musical theater in general, of course, any one of those, go see Shrek the Musical. It is a fun time. It's got the writing is still funny as always, and of course, the songs are very memorable and catchy. There's a good amount of puppetry, and of course, it is just a fun time. But yeah, I do recommend Shrek the Musical if you get the chance. Of course, if there's a production of Shrek happening in your town or in your area somewhere, I do recommend seeing it whenever you get the chance. That's all I gotta say. But anyway, that's all I gotta say. But yeah. Looks like we're getting some more people to come on live anyway. Okay. I'm a little bit disappointed we haven't gotten any requests to come on live yet, but anyway, usually around this time, usually around this time, I actually try to say my goodbyes, and, tell you guys to go check out the next show, but, I think I might talk just a little bit more, but, anyway, I gotta mention about this youth group that actually did Shrek the Musical. The interesting thing is that later next year they're actually going to be doing a production of Andrew Lloyd Webber's The Phantom of the Opera. This production is actually going to be in May, and I am actually very excited for that to happen because the thing was, I did hear that Phantom of the Opera is going to be closing on Broadway in New York, which sucks. I kind of wish they couldn't do that because the Phantom of the Opera is one of the longest running Broadway musicals ever. Actually, I think it's the longest. But I actually do hope that that these kids that do musical theater very brilliantly. By the way, I hope they do Shrek the Musical as great as they do it, because these are very talented kids, and hopefully they do their show they do Phantom of the Opera amazingly. Let's hope they can pull off the chandelier very good as well. But anyway, now that I haven't got any requests to come on live, that kind of sucks anyway. At least I got to talk about a show that I got to talk about a show that I went to go see anyway. It does kind of suck that I couldn't get anybody to come on this live stream. But anyway, for those who actually got to view this live stream, thanks for watching. And, I hope you guys have a good Thanksgiving on Thursday. And, of course, I'll be able to talk to you all on Friday as well. So, until next time, this has been Sam the Mini Yeti. And I'll see you all Friday. So, see you later, folks.